Here are the sentences you shared. 1. Jane practiced daily for her fluency in English. 2. The members consented to appoint him as the chairperson. 3. I have acrophobia, so I am terrified of heights. 4. The little prince was qualified as the successor to the king. 5. The retired doctor volunteered at a rural hospital. 6. The allocation of the apartment management fee has slightly increased. 7. You should bring your respective partners to the party. 8. If a problem arises, it's faster to ask an expert. 9. Don't bleach this black t-shirt. 10. I went to the stationery store to buy paper and pens. 11. This herb has a potent anesthetic effect. 12. He is paying off the mortgage he took out on his house every month. 13. He stopped his ongoing work and helped us. 14. My friend enlightened me on the math problems after school. 15. Harry slipped out of the room wearing an invisible cloak. 16. The astronomer exulted upon discovering a new star. 17. I filled the car with unleaded gasoline. 18. He disconnected the peripheral devices connected to the computer. 19. The reporter's impromptu question embarrassed the spokesperson. 20. The reservoir holds 100 million tons of water. Let me know if you'd like me to assist with anything else. Here are the sentences you provided. 1. Blood gushed from the artery of the self-harm patient. 2. He was often late, perhaps because he had no concept of time. 3. This book had more quotations than the author's own words. 4. The kidnapper wanted to negotiate with the police. 5. He was fired for his severe inaction at work. 6. I had to pay a fine for a speed violation. 7. He gained retailing experience working at his father's store. 8. Suddenly, hail fell on my car in the middle of summer. 9. Blood constantly circulates through the body. 10. This amount of money should suffice to buy a house. 11. I chose conspicuous colors for my hiking clothes. 12. He dresses to express his individuality. 13. The torturer got a spurious confession from the suspect. 14. Sometimes an active counterattack is needed rather than a passive defense. 15. Observance of the speed limit is essential for safe driving. 16. The company announced the production schedule for the month. 17. He is a pious believer who always attends worship services. 18. People are born with a mortal fate. 19. Relying too much on trade led to a loss of sovereignty in the economy. 20. The farmer reaped the well-ripened rice in the fall. Let me know if you'd like to go over or discuss any of them. Here are the sentences you provided. 1. Australia has a temperate climate, ideal for outdoor activities. 2. We hung decorations on the pine tree. 3. I am suffering from asthma, with a cough and cold. 4. His explanation contained many self-contradictions. 5. I thanked the innkeeper for his hospitality. 6. You did your homework. Meanwhile, I was watching TV. 7. Everyone's life is a repetition of happiness and woe. 8. The information I posted on the website was accessible to everyone. 9. She needed downtime after continued overtime. 10. His treasure ship story had no credence. 11. Exposure to air contaminated by radiation is dangerous. 12. A vague shape gradually appeared out of the mist. 13. Carbon dioxide emission is occurring from the car's exhaust. 14. I cleared the blockage on the road and drove. 15. Regular exercise can build hardy strength. 16. The politician worried about the political unconcerns of voters. 17. The salmon returned to the river to breed. 18. Parents' love for their children is an instinctive action. 19. The tempest over 3 days completely ruined the crops. 20. The boxers scowled at each other before the match. Let me know if you'd like to work with any of these further. Here are the sentences you provided. 1. At the coastline, the ebb and flow alternate. 2. The manager implemented a customer-first oriented policy. 3. She felt misgiving upon receiving a letter from her hometown. 4. The pickpocket snatched my handbag and ran away. 5. The jury found the defendant guilty on some charges. 6. Chopper was so hungry that he munched on a hamburger. 7. The bar overcharged me while I was drunk. 8. I enjoy studying geometry, which involves lines and points. 9. Believing there was a treasure ship was a ludicrous thought. 10. Our gallant soldiers won the war. 11. Everyone has their own creed. 12. This year's deficit is the result of poor management. 13. I bought 10 reference books to study math. 14. The scientist researched aquaculture without soil. 15. He agreed with my opinion without any hesitancy. 16. The number of migrants from Busan to Seoul has decreased. 17. My plane will depart at the scheduled time. 18. Senior year students experience strain while studying. 19. She made and sold accessories at the market stall. 20. Monarchy is a form of government ruled by a king. Let me know if you need help with anything else. Here are the sentences you provided. 1. The readership of major newspapers has remained unchanged for several years. 2. I enjoy studying chemistry, which is about the properties of materials. 3. I was completely desperate due to the succession of failures. 4. A country's constitution is the foundation of all laws. 5. Excessive drinking has a detrimental effect on the body. 6. It was revealed that he was a spy and his life was in jeopardy. 7. We misjudged the personality of the new member, which was a prejudice. 8. What appeared to be a ghost was an optical illusion caused by the light. 9. I was so focused on studying that I couldn't perceive who came. 10. The cicada makes loud sounds from trees in the summer. 11. My jest was so boring that no one laughed. 12. During the summer, there is a mass exodus to the beaches. 13. Her occupation is a nurse working at the hospital. 14. I synchronized the sound and video with the program. 15. Sandy is a beneficent person who helps the poor. 16. He is the longest living inhabitant of this village. 17. Before the class, I sharpened my pencil with the pencil sharpener. 18. That sign indicates a sharp curve ahead. 19. Don't cram your thoughts into mine. 20. I believe in a peaceful unification soon. Let me know if you need further assistance with any of these. Here are the sentences you provided. 1. Picasso is a representative artist of abstraction in painting. 2. The firefighters prevented the fire from spreading further. 3. Do not place explosive substances near the stove. 4. An impartial judge delivered a verdict that everyone acknowledged. 5. To succeed, one must take the perils of entering the tiger's den. 6. The priest made an invocation to God for the refugees. 7. The relic of an ancient Egyptian king was discovered in the desert. 8. Winnie the Pooh underwent an adaptation period in the wild. 9. An expedition member in the Arctic discovered penguins. 10. I conveyed my rejection of her proposal. 11. She revised the incorrect parts of the document and submitted it. 12. In the Middle Ages, people believed that witches spread plague. 13. The drunkard went to sleep sober last night. 14. I cannot do what I want due to time constraints. 15. The teacher imparted her knowledge to the students. 16. The salad I made last week smelled decayed. 17. Frankie urged his friend to return home. 18. She placed decorative flowers all over the house. 19. The persistent pain caused the patient to experience irritability. 20. As soon as I opened the door, a frigid air rushed into the room. Let me know if you want to work with or discuss any of these. Here are the sentences you provided. 1. Jessie received a 3-year warranty when she bought the TV. 2. You should use stainless steel knives in the kitchen for hygiene. 3. Only 5 residents reside in this village. 4. Congratulations on your initiation into the world of Go. 5. He, filled with vanity, spent money recklessly. 6. She is a veteran veterinarian when it comes to handling pets. 7. The two friends don't speak to each other because of their hostile relationship. 8. Children feel secure when they are with their parents. 9. Taking a bath in hot water helps to rejuvenate the body. 10. The elementary school students bartered game cards at the Saturday market. 11. She goes to the temple every Sunday and meditates. 12. I cannot quantify my love for her. 13. Brolin's theory was far-fetched, but it was a probable one. 14. The heated rice cooker released vapor. 15. The mole was hiding deep in the ground, having burrowed there. 16. The archaeologist deciphered the inscription on the stone. 17. After getting into the school I wanted, I felt exhilaration. 18. If you're indolent while studying, your grades will inevitably be poor. 19. Microsoft is monopolizing the PC operating system market. 20. Zorro was a prominent new employee at his company. Let me know if you'd like any help with these. Here are the sentences you provided. 1. He had no idea about the significance of this decision. 2. The customer generously tipped the waiter. 3. In this accident, the jaywalker was also held accountable. 4. I think I misconstrued her gift. 5. Aesop earned astronomical amounts of money through trade. 6. The rumor that he will be promoted is doubtless true. 7. Her bracelet was made in an elaborate design. 8. Saudi Arabia is one of the most restrictive countries. 9. The politician incited the populace and caused a riot. 10. In the competition, only the confident person can win. 11. Car design seems to be a glamorous profession. 12. He smoothed the coarse floor with sandpaper. 13. The movie had too many vulgar words from the actors. 14. Well-done makeup helped bolster her confidence. 15. I once misunderstood what my friend said. 16. He quickly picked up on the perception of the indoor atmosphere change. 17. She has amazing dexterity when she sings. 18. Go requires a very intellectual ability. 19. The scammer does not feel any conscience when deceiving others. 20. If we work together, we can cope with this situation. Let me know if you'd like help with anything further. Here are the sentences you provided. 1. I wrote a treatise diligently for my doctoral degree. 2. Mozart is a world-renowned eminent composer. 3. The airplane was severely jolted by a gust of wind. 4. The technician cleaned the computer with compressed air. 5. Missionaries civilized the indigenous people of Africa. 6. She solved the problem using a mathematical formula. 7. Robin soaked the beef in cold water for 1 hour. 8. The company occupies a dominant position in the market. 9. Haze occurs in the atmosphere due to smoke or dust. 10. I put the vegetables in the fridge to maintain their freshness. 11. The actor received great publicity for his charitable work. 12. It is said that equatorial regions are turning into deserts. 13. She always wore her hat slightly tilted. 14. The office relocation costs turned out to be more than expected. 15. I had a consultation with my lawyer about the lawsuit. 16. Brooke saved a lot through her frugal lifestyle. 17. Due to the development of artificial intelligence, upheaval is occurring in the world. 18. The final exam was really demanding for me. 19. An accident occurred at the intersection involving 3 cars in a collision. 20. The manufacturer compensated me for the breakdown of my car. Let me know if you'd like to explore anything further. Here are the sentences you provided. 1. The sunburst was so blinding that I couldn't open my eyes properly. 2. As my conjecture predicted, the Korean football team easily won the championship. 3. He studied the composition of soil during geology class. 4. Economic privation leads to crimes such as theft. 5. This new drug has undesirable side effects. 6. I submitted the certification confirming the completion of the course. 7. As midday arrived in the summer, the intensity of the heat increased. 8. I scratched my scalp due to itchiness, and my hair began to fall out. 9. I would characterize that movie as a boring one. 10. The marathon runner was breathless after running 10 kilometers. 11. The computer I bought comes with a guarantee of 2 years. 12. Zingbi's house was the modest size for a family of 5. 13. When in need, an economical car is the best choice. 14. She slightly tilted the picture frame and hung it on the wall. 15. He suspended the light fixture from the ceiling. 16. When running, I wore the most lightweight clothing possible. 17. I majored in botany, studying the life of plants. 18. He uses the initials of his name to make signatures. 19. The subway has many vents to ensure fresh air. 20. The heritage of the Native Americans has been preserved by their descendants. Let me know if you need anything else. Here are the sentences you provided. 1. The poet wrote an elegy after sending his lover away. 2. He became a bondholder by investing in the company's bonds. 3. The timely arrival of the police prevented the fight. 4. He ate meat without cooking it, like a barbarian. 5. It took her a mere 10 minutes to finish the homework. 6. He traced the map on tracing paper and drew it exactly. 7. I took responsibility for my family's livelihood by selling gimbap. 8. He applied for a new phone and told me to use my phone in the meantime. 9. We visited the ancestral tomb during Chuseok and performed the ritual. 10. No excuse can justify your mistake. 11. The advancement in medicine has led to the extension of life. 12. I am looking for an accommodation for 5 people to stay overnight. 13. She reviewed the budget as a member of the city council. 14. The Marine Corps was dispatched to rescue the prisoners. 15. Professors are discussing effective learning methodologies. 16. The religious person preached to the non-believer on the street. 17. She uses plain English, making it easy to understand. 18. He is known as the pioneer of the vaccine program. 19. As the king gets older, it's time for him to choose an heir. 20. She was a passionate advocate of free trade. Let me know if you'd like to work with or discuss any of these. Here are the sentences you provided. 1. A simple remedy for insomnia is labor. 2. The twins next door look identical. 3. Keeping promises is imperative in building trust. 4. She hid the blemish on her face by applying cream. 5. The ghost emerged suddenly from the graveyard. 6. She was wearing an untainted white dress. 7. Edison is obviously a brilliant genius. 8. Koreans live on the peninsula surrounded by sea on 3 sides. 9. The suspect gave a precautious answer to the police's questions. 10. I rebooted the computer to change its configuration. 11. He spent a considerable amount of money on clothes. 12. I quickly attached the broken eyeglass frame using adhesive. 13. He wasn't a slavish supporter of the government's policies. 14. An exposition for baby products was held at TOEX. 15. She drank juice by diluting the concentrate with water. 16. The Ministry of Environment banned the hunting of endangered animals. 17. The government greatly simplified the passport issuance procedure. 18. The front door is an automatic door that opens when someone approaches. 19. Wearing uniforms at school is a mandatory rule. 20. Our company sends the freight to the buyer via air. Let me know if you need any further assistance. Here are the sentences you provided. 1. Korea has very low illiteracy rates. 2. The volunteers allocated the emergency rations evenly. 3. When the dam broke, copious amounts of water poured out. 4. A donor donated food supplies to the charity. 5. He is going through a transition from youth to adulthood. 6. We made haste to eat in time for the train schedule. 7. After the enemy's attack, the soldiers retrogressed. 8. He formed a team to work efficiently at the company. 9. The university has an excellent faculty of law. 10. A lunatic suddenly ran in front of my car. 11. He experienced the misfortune of losing his parents at a young age. 12. The PD is looking for a venue for the national singing contest. 13. This enterprise is risky, but it also has great rewards. 14. I believed he was lying based on my intuition. 15. She and I concur on many different opinions. 16. The actor became the target of public censure due to a slip of the tongue. 17. I withheld my support from friends who wanted to fight. 18. These days, Vietnamese cuisine is very popular among Koreans. 19. I could scarcely recognize who he was. 20. Due to the terrorism incident, the exchange rate fluctuation was severe. Feel free to reach out if you'd like help with anything else. Here are the sentences you provided. 1. The thief secretly crept over the neighbor's fence. 2. Because of the hot weather, my dog's ears drooped. 3. She explained the theory in a way that was intelligible. 4. His liver began to show signs of stiffness due to alcohol. 5. What you mentioned was an issue from the anterior part of the case. 6. I spent a while brooding over the advice she gave. 7. She gave an impeccable speech in front of the public. 8. A malevolent rumor spread that I was foolish. 9. As a boss, his insolence created resentment among the staff. 10. The teenage years are often referred to as a rebellious period. 11. The diplomat was appointed as the ambassador to China. 12. Bill Gates is the founder of the IT company Microsoft. 13. Before the match, he was urged not to be too uptight. 14. Despite my objections, he was completely impervious. 15. The actor tried to remain aloof from the controversy. 16. My parents compelled me to study English. 17. The sudden death of my close friend was a lamentable event. 18. Her performance was met with applause from the audience. 19. The prosecution conducted a cross-examination between the defendant and the plaintiff. 20. Thick, noxious smoke rose from the basement where the fire broke out. Let me know if you'd like to discuss or use these further. Here are the sentences you provided. 1. I couldn't understand my friend's Jeju dialect. 2. The doctor performed surgery to remove the tumor in the stomach. 3. The government deployed the military to suppress the riot. 4. She often eats dumplings, either steamed or fried. 5. The sound of rustling leaves in the fall is pleasant to hear. 6. I tried to sympathize with my friend, who was hospitalized. 7. The name of the candidate shouted by supporters resonated. 8. Park Seri was an outstanding golfer from Korea. 9. I don't trust him because of his volatile personality. 10. An additional bar was installed transverse to the two pillars. 11. In Korea, water is scarce, so we must use it sparingly. 12. The driver diverted the car to avoid an obstacle. 13. The students learned about distorted and incorrect history. 14. He ate the crisp toast with strawberry jam on it. 15. The twins share many similarities. 16. The company proved its reliability with past performance. 17. Her plan was merely a fanciful idea. 18. My jeans shrank after washing. 19. Thanks to his cheery personality, he gets along well with others. 20. I cleaned my contact lenses with saline solution. Let me know if you'd like to work with or discuss these further. Here are the sentences you provided. 1. The newly launched satellite entered Earth's orbit. 2. There is a clear distinction between her opinion and mine. 3. The company needs innovation to survive. 4. High blood pressure can have hereditary causes. 5. I received entrepreneurial support from the university through an undergraduate program. 6. As autumn came, my mood was fluctuating throughout the day. 7. The participants took turns giving brief self-introductions. 8. Simply put, the radius of a circle is half its diameter. 9. One Piece is one of the foremost animations. 10. She affronted the opposing candidate, calling them incompetent. 11. He added a postscript at the end of the love letter. 12. Modern technology was the greatest benefactor of our volleyball team. 13. The proverb, the early bird catches the worm, is widely known. 14. You should spend money in accordance with your situation. 15. I started selling agricultural products online. 16. A vile, decaying smell filled the entire house. 17. Bears hibernate in winter when food is scarce. 18. Foreign companies must localize to survive. 19. Ducks plunged into the water to catch their food. 20. I bought a map for my geography class. Let me know if you'd like further help. Here are the sentences you provided. 1. He still had an incredulous expression on his face regarding my proposal. 2. Robin is now in a stable condition after the accident. 3. His continued absences can no longer be acceptable. 4. The police chased the thief running down the alley. 5. The reproductive organs of a dragonfly are located in its tail. 6. I summarized one paragraph into one sentence. 7. Medieval customs are still present in modern Europe. 8. Jobs gained renown with the new product, the iPhone. Number 9. The boat began to violently rock due to the typhoon. 10. Germany formed an alliance with Japan during the World War. 11. They disregarded the natives, considering them uncivilized. 12. It was preferable to be correct rather than just doing it. 13. A hero wishes to perpetuate his name. 14. NY is an abbreviation for New York. 15. He condensed the content of a book into one page as a condensation. 16. Kizaru derided her in front of their friends. 17. She wears a mechanical watch instead of a digital one. 18. He had to crook his neck to pass through the door due to his height. 19. Cars must yield to pedestrians whenever possible. 20. I planted a small tree on the boundary with my neighbors. Feel free to ask if you need anything further. Here are the sentences you provided. 1. Minsu will substitute for me and do the cleaning. 2. She misspelled one letter in the English word. 3. Her theory was convictive when you listened carefully. 4. I went to the observatory to see the constellations. 5. At first, he was thin, but after eating well, he started to stout. 6. I didn't water the flowers for a while, and they withered. 7. The sky is cloudy, so the likelihood of rain is high. 8. Today was my parents' 30th anniversary. 9. The enemy's remnants secretly infiltrated our village. 10. This novel is based on historical facts. 11. It took me 10 minutes to finish the immigration procedure. 12. I waited on a salvage boat to rescue the stranded sailors. 13. This detector alerts when there is a gas leakage. 14. My boss gave me the authority to use the company's funds. 15. Ignorance of the law doesn't mean you can be forgiven. 16. She was an obscure trot singer until recently. 17. The candidate received enthusiastic support from voters. 18. The principal told the students to comply with the rules. 19. It takes time for fermentation of kimchi and soybean paste. 20. Site users verification is done using a confirmation number. Let me know if you'd like further assistance. Here are the sentences you provided. 1. I have her in mind as my future spouse. 2. The arrangement of the stars resembles the bear, so it's called the Big Dipper constellation. 3. The magician showed the children a marvelous show. 4. The students opened a flea market on Saturday. 5. It took the new employee time for adaptation to the company. 6. Everyone who attended the funeral quietly wept. 7. Narcotics are all confiscated at airport customs. 8. Arnold goes to chapel every Sunday to attend services. 9. This restaurant served food in an insanitary environment. 10. The PC operating system is practically monopolized by MS. 11. My unnecessary interference aggravated their argument. 12. The fire caused poisonous smoke to rise. 13. He gave encouraging words to the student taking the exam. 14. The customer's anger flared due to the unpleasant response from the staff. 15. There are sizable people living in our city. 16. He has a predisposition to anger. 17. A crowd of onlookers gathered around the train accident site. 18. The Roman Empire expanded its territory through war. 19. This winter has been exceptionally cold, resulting in higher heating costs. 20. To lose weight, I reduced my food intake as much as possible. Let me know if you'd like to explore anything further. Here are the sentences you provided. 1. Proper exercise increases blood circulation. 2. The sightseeing schedule was so complicated that we bustled to make it work. 3. We struggled with thirst during our desert journey. 4. The prison secluded the death row inmates from the other prisoners. 5. There is a belief that virtue will eventually defeat vice. 6. The police conducted a raid on the gambling den and arrested many people. 7. His determination was implacable, so my opposition was useless. 8. A compass was essential for navigation at sea. 9. The hunter missed the chance to hunt a large buck in the forest. 10. The physician prescribed medicine for me after examining me. 11. The government conducts an annual census for statistical purposes. 12. The soldier chose a death more honorable than surrender. 13. The window glass has great transparency, so everything is visible. 14. The scholar is living on a pension after retiring. 15. The defendant requested enough time to confer with his lawyer. 16. She has the humility to lower herself when necessary. 17. The children saw a ferocious lion at the zoo. 18. The amendment to the higher education law has been postponed until next year. 19. Exercise consists of muscle contraction and relaxation. 20. The bank robber threatened the bank employee and stole the money. Let me know if you'd like to discuss or work with any of these. Here are the sentences you provided. 1. In high mountains, climatic changes occur frequently. 2. Employees tend to gravitate toward companies with higher salaries. 3. Her argument is based on fallacious information. 4. The students caused a big clamor during break time. 5. The prison guards supervised the inmates in the prison. 6. The rocks near the river were covered with green moss. 7. She was in a very energetic state after taking a break. 8. He died from suffocation in a confined space. 9. I was completely perplexed by her strange answer. 10. I was bitten by a snake and urgently needed an antidote. 11. He was so full that he had to loosen his belt. 12. The government formed a task force to help the displaced people. 13. She earned a lot of money by running a thriving restaurant. 14. He is in a state of outrage over the fact that I lied. 15. Mathematics is a required subject, not an optional one, in the exam. 16. I started to dislike her for an apparent reason. 17. The clerk greeted the customers with a courteous attitude. 18. My necklace has an intricate design. 19. After taking the photography course, he became good at taking pictures. 20. Carnivores are mammals that eat meat. Feel free to ask if you need any further assistance. Here are the sentences you provided. 1. To improve in English, you need to familiarize yourself with the pronunciation. 2. He built a cabin in the mountains and enjoys aloneness. 3. The proposal passed in the meeting with the assent of the participants. 4. Our shopping mall follows the principle of same-day delivery. 5. They can reverse the order of the presentation after discussion. 6. The audience converged at the stadium to watch the soccer match. 7. When dancing, make sure not to tread on your partner's feet. 8. Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table are deeply connected to chivalry. 9. The photo is blurry, so I cannot identify her. 10. Vitamin C increases the absorption of iron in the body. 11. He was sentenced to 5 years for assault against his neighbor. 12. She often says divisive things among her friends. 13. There was a luncheon with the president and party leaders at the Blue House. 14. Smoking in public places is prohibited under the Prohibition Law. 15. His attitude is completely honest, with no affectation. 16. Batman wandered the streets to prevent crime. 17. Excessive drinking accelerates the aging process. 18. The U.S. police always patrol the interstate highways. 19. The labor and management teams created a tentative agreement through negotiations. 20. The older brother daunted the younger brother, causing him to cry heavily. Let me know if you'd like to explore anything further. Here are the sentences you provided. 1. The candidate informed the constituents about his campaign promises. 2. He won the gold medal and smiled with contentment. 3. The opponent was 20 years old, whereas he was only 14 years old. 4. The court fell into turmoil due to the witness's new revelations. 5. We fought yesterday and we barely spoke to each other. 6. Iron Man is a representative figure in the Avengers. 7. The politician is unable to go outside due to house confinement. 8. This World Cup will be televised worldwide. 9. The explanation for the delay was insufficient. 10. The parents are also responsible for the student's misdeed. 11. I couldn't forbear laughing at his joke. 12. She was bewildered by my sharp questions. 13. The detective solved the murder mystery by plumbing the details. 14. A thick layer of sediment formed at the bottom of the river. 15. The children in front of me were restless throughout the concert. 16. She gradually regained her health with the lapse of time. 17. The villain extorted money from a citizen on the street. 18. I tried to slow down the progression of progressive cancer. 19. He was exempted from military service due to visual impairment. 20. She was so exhausted that she was sprawled on the floor. Let me know if you'd like to work with or discuss any of these. Here are the sentences you provided. 1. I went to the post office to send a package to my friend. 2. He was regretful about getting so angry. 3. The skin can burn if it is too exposed to sunlight. 4. The people in the basement were suffocated by the smoke from the fire. 5. The human body starts to decompose from the moment of death. 6. Sparrows were chirping on the branches of the tree. 7. The judge read the judgment in a monotone voice. 8. The closest planet to the sun is Mercury. 9. The success of the children gratified their parents. 10. I went to the gang to avenge my friend's death. 11. Due to poor driving skills, the car collided with a pillar in the parking lot. 12. After the meeting, we made a decision by ballot for confidentiality. 13. The Queen conversed with the citizens with elegance. 14. In exercise, moderation is really important rather than excess. 15. The celebrities' dresses on the red carpet were the epitome of splendor. 16. The attainment of his goals is still a long way off. 17. The king pondered deeply to make a sage decision for the people. 18. Her eyes started to blur with the tears that poured down. 19. He consulted the pastor on theological issues. 20. The expert of authentic antiques authenticated my pottery. Let me know if you'd like any help with these. Here are the sentences you provided. 1. In ancient folk beliefs, animals were revered as gods. 2. Gasoline has a hazard of explosion, so it should be handled with care. 3. Jane designed various dresses at an apparel company. 4. In the tribal council, a new chief was elected. 5. The guards patrolled the prison day and night. 6. The movie is about an invasion of Earth by aliens. 7. Luffy has many credible allies. 8. The fire was caused by a faulty electrical wiring. Number 9. Rewarding well-performed individuals provides impetus for further efforts. 10. London is one of the world's great cosmopolises. 11. She was so startled by seeing a ghost that she was incapable of speaking. 12. The couple eventually divorced due to continued discord. 13. The government forces launched an operation to capture the fleeing rebels. 14. Utmost concentration is required to solve this problem. 15. I couldn't play the piano due to spatial constraints. 16. The soldiers locked the captive enemies in a cage. 17. A horrid monster with 3 heads destroyed the village. 18. Robin is shrewd at understanding the opponent's personality. 19. I was overwhelmed by the magnificence of Mount Baekdu's scenery. 20. When using a computer, you should frequently save your work. And feel free to let me know if you need anything else. Here are the sentences you provided. 1. She lost trust due to her overly biased critique. 2. The disposal of nuclear waste at power plants is a significant issue. 3. The firefighter saved her with artificial respiration. 4. My mother sighed in relief upon hearing about her son. 5. She is so good at gymnastics that she is called a gymnastics fairy. 6. The pet dog got astray and couldn't find its owner's house. 7. He browsed around before buying the item. 8. The charity is run by the contributions of its sponsors. 9. People trampled the grass, causing the fence to break. 10. He became very successful, but he turned into a haughty person. 11. The plates on the table began to wobble due to the earthquake. 12. The prosecution carried out the strict enforcement of the Road Traffic Act. 13. Brooke perfectly feigned death as if she were a corpse. 14. The servants bowed to the king and paid him homage. 15. People who work out crave a muscular body. 16. The adolescent son behaved with defiance toward his parents. 17. The Roman emperor oppressed many Christians. 18. He put the detergent in the washing machine and did the laundry. 19. The main player arrived. Thereby we can win. 20. After breakfast, I washed all the utensils clean. Let me know if you'd like any help or further discussion. Here are the sentences you provided. 1. He caused a big accident with his reckless driving. 2. I prayed that the business would prosper greatly. 3. We entrusted our lives to the rescue team. 4. He stored small stuff in a drawer. 5. We are living in a liberal country now. 6. The ending of the novel had a dramatic twist. 7. The patient received painkillers due to the nagging pain. 8. There is a saying, hate the sin but not the sinner. 9. Zorro injured his hand due to a blunder while playing with the sword. 10. I absolutely know nothing about her past. 11. Our army has a strict hierarchy. 12. They shed tears over their friend's death. 13. He was famished for dinner as a punishment for coming late. 14. She was arrested for cruelty to her pet. 15. I lost the match due to a momentary mistake. 16. There was a time when the Han River Bridge collapsed in an instant. 17. The majority of the attendees agreed to the agenda. 18. Newton succeeded in the formulation of the law of universal gravitation. 19. She was in bewilderment as she panicked at the door that wouldn't open. 20. It took time for the two people to reach a settlement. Let me know if you'd like any further help. Here are the sentences you provided. 1. I hid my diary in a secret depository. 2. The pollster conducted an exit poll with voters who had finished voting. 3. He showed a relaxed attitude even in the midst of the chaos. 4. Nami illustrated in her notebook during class. 5. He has some preconceptions about black people. 6. This deep valley was formed by glacial erosion. 7. The scholar categorized animals according to the classification system. 8. The teacher will have a strong impact on the students. 9. The police are in pursuit of the fleeing vehicle on the highway. 10. Racial discriminatory treatment has disappeared. 11. A red sofa is too obtrusive a color. 12. She defied her father and was severely scolded. 13. The Chinese bomber was destroyed by a concentrated drone attack. 14. Appearances and hearts inevitably change over time. 15. He was opposed to my plan without any reason. 16. She was immediately quarantined after contracting an infectious disease. 17. He is a writer who has firmly established himself with readers. 18. The terrorist hijacked the plane heading to the United States. 19. She tried on her new dress and twirled in front of the mirror. 20. There are still savages among the tribes in Africa. Let me know if you'd like help with anything else. Sure, here's the reading of the sentences. 1. Ice packs can mitigate the heat in the body. 2. I occasionally visualize myself flying in the sky. 3. The bank installed a bust of a woman in agony at the entrance. 4. She received a substantial inheritance from her parents. 5. He immediately realized that I was talking about falsehood. 6. The product had some issues. Notably, it was very expensive. 7. First impressions are very important in relationships. 8. There's news that a celebrity couple adopted a baby. 9. The decadence of the aristocrats led to the fall of the empire. 10. During a partial eclipse, the moon blocks part of the sun. 11. The two arguing friends asked me for mediation. 12. The newspaper published an exclusive article of its own. 13. After dinner, we each had our own individual time. 14. The seeds I planted in the spring began to germinate. 15. Let me exemplify one of your mistakes. 16. He committed fraud and served 10 years in prison. 17. I conceded that she was wrong from the very beginning. 18. I finished by wrapping the electrical wire with insulation tape. 19. She has an innate sense of fashion. 20. I think the paper on smoking is misleading. Let me know if you'd like help with anything else. Here are the next sentences you've provided. 1. I arranged the book title horizontally, not vertically. 2. The continued business failures frustrated me. 3. The zombie horde attacked the residents, turning everyone into zombies. 4. Chopper was disheartened after hearing the comment that he was ugly. 5. I have been so forgetful lately that I always make notes. 6. The president appointed a new minister of justice. 7. Today is the meaningful day we first met. 8. I hung a large light bulb on the Christmas tree. 9. I was illiterate before, but now I can read. 10. I saved someone from drowning with the body of a frail girl. 11. After the war, Korea was in a miserable situation. 12. A blasting accident at the construction site caused a worker's death. 13. The new employee was very quick to acquaint himself with the job. 14. The news that the couple broke up was just hearsay. 15. The improving economy can be seen in the retail sales increase. 16. The seemingly perfect couple appeared to have no problems. 17. The prevalence of mobile phones lowered prices. 18. I sometimes relive happy memories from the past. 19. She felt rapture while watching the beautiful sunset. 20. Astronauts adapted to the low air conditions. Let me know if you'd like to discuss these further. Here are the next set of sentences. 1. Every human dreams of a longevity without illness. 2. The interpreter used cultivated English. 3. This building was built to resist even strong earthquakes. 4. A swarm of bees was moving in search of honey. 5. Roger was an eloquent politician in front of the public. 6. The fashion of the older sister and younger sister really created a contrast. 7. The residents evacuated because the volcano was about to erupt. 8. She was taken to the emergency room because she was critically ill. 9. The blood sugar of the diabetes patient suddenly became abnormal. 10. Stray cats formed a group and roamed the streets. 11. He tried to liberate the oppressed people. 12. She tripped on a rope and fell headlong. 13. The creation of the Korean alphabet is one of King Sejong's feats. 14. She was a millionaire, yet spent money like a miser. 15. I contributed part of the profits to charity. 16. The company used celebrities for propaganda. 17. The police found conclusive evidence to prove the crime. 18. In the greenhouse, summer fruits are grown even in winter. 19. If the necessary nutrition is lacking, one will fall ill. 20. My daughter and son are respectively 8 and 6 years old. Feel free to reach out if you want to talk more about these or need help with anything else. Here are the next sentences. 1. The movie has an age restriction for viewing. 2. Perseverance is essential to complete the task. 3. I became disillusioned with city life and returned to the countryside. 4. The greatest virtue of officials during the Joseon dynasty was integrity. 5. Jobs and genius ideas changed the world. 6. This may be an immodest thing to say, but I'm quite good at it. 7. George antagonized his friend by acting arrogant. 8. He wore an appropriate suit to the party. 9. God created Eve from one of Adam's ribs. 10. In the tribe, the shaman performed religious rites. 11. The students took the exam under the teacher's supervision. 12. We spectated Jeju Island for a one-night, 2-day trip. 13. His writing was so ungrammatical that it was hard to read. 14. The police arrested him for stealing, charging him with burglary. 15. His basketball skills are improving in gradual gradation. 16. I lamented my inability to help my friend. 17. If you're healthy, humans can control their urination. 18. The fossils of dinosaurs were discovered beneath the Egyptian tomb. 19. I contributed enough money to the event to cover the decency of the gathering. 20. He used to waste a lot, but now he's thrifty. Feel free to let me know if you'd like to dive deeper into any of these. Here are the next set of sentences. 1. A glacier refers to a massive moving block of ice. 2. This medicine has an instantaneous effect on headaches. 3. Bush repeatedly said there was no wrongdoing in the exam. 4. If the leader is indecisive, the team members become confused. 5. She was pricked by the thorn of a rose and her finger started bleeding. 6. Korean products have achieved competitiveness in the world market. 7. Today, a soccer match was held between children versus the elderly. 8. Sandy hastened home as soon as school ended. 9. She read a poem and got deep inspiration from it. 10. Good things, when shared, make the joy twofold. 11. We must acknowledge cultural diversity. 12. The doctor deprived the patient of freedom of movement. 13. She was stabbed and bled so much that she lost consciousness. 14. The police intercepted the suspects on the highway. 15. In hot countries, white snow is truly a rarity. 16. The wrong distribution of wealth causes protests. 17. It's necessary to be very discreet when making friends. 18. I set goals and devised strategies for short-term, not long-term goals. 19. He has a great reputation as a composer. 20. The store provided a free replacement for the damaged goods. Let me know if you'd like to continue or need any further help. Here are the next sentences. 1. The children fell asleep while watching a dreary movie. 2. The protesters attempted to overthrow the government. 3. An irregular diet is an unhealthy habit. 4. Frequent smartphone use worsened my eyesight. 5. He couldn't explicitly answer the unexpected question. 6. I caused a crash with the car ahead due to negligence. 7. I made coffee for my friend who visited my house by brewing it. 8. He replied to each of the deluge of protest letters. 9. My specific goal is to come first in my class. 10. The epidemic quickly spread to the surrounding cities. 11. I always have a positively thinking habit. 12. The store swindled customers by selling defective products. 13. Our family went to a dense bamboo forest to relax. 14. There are countless stars in the sky. 15. The IRS imposed a fine on the company that didn't pay taxes. 16. She assorted the clothes in her closet by season. 17. An accident happened due to the obstruction on the highway. 18. The government regulations caused unintended problems. 19. He reluctantly conceded that he was wrong. 20. Her song recently gained tremendous popularity. Let me know if you want to discuss any of these. Here are the next sentences. 1. The patient had no prospect of recovery. 2. Hansel thrust the knife into the witch and defeated her. 3. His pocket bulged with candies and sweets. 4. He hung up the phone and placed the receiver down. 5. The meeting organizer served coffee during the intermission. 6. She spent a lot of money on the upkeep of the sports car. 7. Saudi Arabia refines oil to obtain gasoline. 8. Samsung and Apple compromised and ended the lawsuit. 9. The comet flew far into space, creating a long tail. 10. The zoologist researched the animals and classified them. 11. The children's fight escalated into an adult dispute. 12. The research center provided a comfortable residence for the researchers. 13. She majored in Korean literature, such as Sonagi. 14. The chairman represented the company and announced the new product. 15. My friend hosted the wedding with pomp and grandeur. 16. Our village grows an abundance of fruits. 17. Seals were resting at the protrusion of the rock. 18. The patient showed good compliance with the medication regimen. 19. She could no longer bear her friend's mockery. 20. Overwork led to a severe health deterioration. Let me know if you need help with anything else. Here are the next sentences. 1. She is a communist, not a capitalist. 2. The bank robber quickly robbed the bank's money. 3. The eagle saw the prey on the ground and swooped down. 4. I purchased a math workbook and solved the problems. 5. He protested to the staff after receiving unjust treatment. 6. Frankie works at the dairy, milking the cows. 7. The application was not compatible, so I couldn't install it. 8. The mushroom, which looked innocuous, was actually poisonous. 9. My mom nagged me about why I hadn't cleaned my room. 10. His angry tone tends to irritate people. 11. The bicycle, which got wet in the rain, started to rust. 12. The critic wrote an incisive article about the policy. 13. She drove safely pursuant to the speed limit. 14. This area is a barren land where nothing grows. 15. He considers July 7th a particularly auspicious day. 16. The brave prince stabbed the monster's belly with a lance. 17. I mainly use my phone to make calls and send texts. 18. She struggles with multiplication and division in math. 19. Mom fed the infant breast milk in the nursing room. 20. The tallest building toppled helplessly due to the massive earthquake. Feel free to let me know if you'd like more. Here are the next sentences. 1. I occasionally yearn for rural life after living in the city. 2. Thor defaced the school building with graffiti. 3. There was a significant disparity between his words and actions. 4. Unlike poetry, prose is ordinary writing without rhythm. 5. The scammer approached with sinister intentions. 6. Read this passage carefully and answer the following questions. 7. The candidate worked hard to raise funds for election finance. 8. When speaking English, focus on stress and intonation. 9. We beheld the rainbow in the sky in awe. 10. POSCO is a multinational corporation engaged in large-scale business. 11. The enduring popularity of the actress is due to her sincerity. 12. The teacher rebuked the students who didn't do their homework. 13. I affirmed that everything he said was true. 14. She is a playwright who writes for theater. 15. He spoke with a pompous attitude, as if he were a king. 16. Gravity is the force that holds the stars in the universe. 17. I deposited the money I received from my salary into the bank. 18. This program has too many drawbacks to be usable. 19. The teacher's guidance has had a great influence on my life. 20. Science has provided much for humanity. Let me know if you'd like to explore any of these further. Here are the next set of sentences. 1. The captain defended against the enemy's attack with a round shield. 2. Sending a package to the United States was expensive due to postage. 3. I roasted the beef on a grill during camping to the perfect level. 4. The pain abated after I took the medicine the doctor gave me. 5. The coastline of Jeju Island is truly beautiful when you explore it. 6. Despite the noise, I remained concentrated on studying. 7. It was announced that the quarterly sales performance of the sales department had increased. 8. I was captivated by the majestic view of Seoraksan covered in snow. 9. The diver discovered the submarine that had sunk to the ocean floor. 10. Many voters endorsed Roger's unemployment policy. 11. When I stepped on the pile of leaves, it rustled. 12. I overcame my unfortunate fate and prevailed, eventually succeeding. 13. We gathered the courage to repudiate racism. 14. Robin's sudden caprice is unpredictable. 15. He prepared for his second life after retirement. 16. I have a supportive family and friends. 17. Wash your face with lukewarm water, not too hot. 18. A person addicted to alcohol joined the sobriety movement. 19. I connected the washing machine's drainage hose to the sewer. 20. I registered at the gym to exercise consistently. Feel free to reach out if you'd like more. Here are the next set of sentences. 1. The typical norm for a store lease contract is 2 years. 2. I persuaded the residents with words without recourse to force. 3. Her top priority is the health of her family. 4. Cats and dogs maintained an antagonistic relationship. 5. The troops solicited emergency fire support from the main unit. 6. The residents evacuated due to the imminent war. 7. A valiant pilot performed acrobatic flights in the sky. 8. You should not be deceived by the pretentious smile of a fraud. 9. The scholar was dismissed after publishing a fabricated paper. 10. In winter, you can witness the migration of migratory birds. 11. She suffered severe injuries in a car accident. 12. He rode his bike down the slope quickly. 13. I installed translucent glass on the bathroom window. 14. The company shipped the cargo quickly via air. 15. Luffy eagerly aspired to become the Pirate King. 16. The evolution of humanity remains an unsolved mystery. 17. She stored the kimchi in an earthenware jar to ferment it. 18. The nurse injected medicine into my sister's arm. 19. The boxer outpointed his opponent 2-0. 20. I have many friends with whom I commune like family. Let me know if you'd like to continue or discuss any of these. Here are the next set of sentences. 1. I didn't understand the algebra of the algebraic equation. 2. He instigated a fight among his friends. 3. Essays and novels fall under the generic category of prose. 4. I filled out the customs declaration form upon arrival. 5. She is still a novice driver, so she drove slowly. 6. The Roman emperor called the nobles with an imperious attitude. 7. Admiral Yi Sun-sin's fleet defeated the Japanese ships. 8. When a game becomes popular, a variant of the game quickly follows. 9. Hulk was hospitalized for muscle pain. 10. Thor was ready to surmount any challenge. 11. The building scheduled for reconstruction will be demolished. 12. Tony's Jarvis is a versatile artificial intelligence assistant. 13. His tone was so arrogant that it made me feel bad. 14. The tow truck towed my broken-down car to the repair shop. 15. The fashion model practiced the proper posture while walking. 16. She quietly entered her room cautiously. 17. A gesture is a nonverbal action that expresses emotions. 18. When I spend the money I've earned with difficulty, I do so with discretion. 19. Rubber is generally more resilient than wood. 20. The college entrance exam should be considered in all aspects. Let me know if you'd like to discuss any of these. Here are the next set of sentences. 1. Be cautious of vicious animals like lions while taking a walk. 2. She fell asleep while watching a prosaic movie. 3. The scientist turned on the power to activate the robot. 4. He received physical therapy because his legs hurt while walking. 5. They gave up all hope in deep despair. 6. There was tumult after hearing that a celebrity came to the school. 7. The soldiers followed the cart trail on the road. 8. She mended the torn clothes with thread and a needle. Number 9. Excessive taxation led to resistance from taxpayers. 10. Alien existence is possible in space. 11. She is so affable that she easily makes friends with strangers. 12. The government provided support for rehabilitating wounded soldiers. 13. The bank robber intimidated the customers with a gun. 14. Stepping on his friend's foot was an intentional action. 15. Watching sloths makes me feel languid too. 16. She had an optimism that what is good is best. 17. I articulated my opinion to the teacher. 18. A photo exhibition at the Art Museum will start in September. 19. Some diseases may have genetic factors as their cause. 20. The occurrence of random violence is on the rise. Let me know if you'd like to discuss any of these or need further assistance. Here are the next set of sentences. 1. Numerous people came to the famous singer's concert. 2. If a company doesn't innovate, it can't survive. 3. The sky darkened and suddenly droplets began to fall. 4. We went to the weekend farm and pulled the weeds from the vegetable garden. 5. We met again the following morning after parting the day before. 6. Babies discriminate between their parents' voices. 7. The chef added water and sugar to the pot and agitated it. 8. Some cancers can be completely curable if detected early. 9. He was almost reluctant to talk about his past. 10. For a company, customer satisfaction is the most important. 11. The farmer poured the pig's forage into the trough every morning. 12. The woman talking to herself on the street is an insane woman. 13. The students did a frog dissection in biology class. 14. Each country has pension schemes for elderly welfare. 15. The assassin hid among the crowd to assassinate the president. 16. Her outfit was a pink hue long dress with glass slippers. 17. Water buffaloes sometimes drown while crossing the lagoon. 18. The car is made quickly after passing through the assembly line. 19. The United States and Russia signed a disarmament treaty. 20. The chef revealed the salient secret of his marinated ribs. Let me know if you'd like to discuss any of these. Here are the next set of sentences. 1. I installed a security system throughout the house. 2. He worked diligently, deserving the bonus. 3. The Roman Empire's downfall was caused by the royal family's corruption. 4. High-voltage substations carry electricity at high voltage. 5. The police helped with the dispersal of the crowd after the event. 6. That obsolete computer couldn't run the latest games. 7. Her refusal to my proposal was unexpected. 8. The number of people who attended the party surpassed my expectations. 9. The doctor took an ultrasound image of the embryo. 10. What he said had no relevance to the meeting's topic. 11. The prosecutor found definitive evidence to prove the crime. 12. You shouldn't misuse your money just because you have a lot of it. 13. She evaded me through the front door and went out the back. 14. Winning the lottery this year was a memorable year for me. 15. Pop-up ads are really a nuisance for computer users. 16. He was lost in Reverie and didn't notice when I called him. 17. Presumably you already know the facts. 18. A common-sense consumer wouldn't be deceived by exaggerated ads. 19. The word forbidden on the site is automatically deleted if used. 20. She worked out to reduce the belly fat. Let me know if you want to continue or discuss any of these. Here are the next set of sentences. 1. The doctor prescribed medication for the cancer patient. 2. The price increased due to the instability in agricultural supply. 3. Jordan has latent talent as a basketball player. 4. Penguins in Antarctica can survive even in freezing temperatures. 5. Korea's traditional garment is the hanbok. 6. I returned home within the curfew time set by my parents. 7. Hinata gasped in real fear after seeing the ghost. 8. Everyone gave him a standing ovation for his wonderful performance. Number 9. The husband who abuses his wife is truly a brute. 10. We strolled along the Jeju Ole Trail. 11. Credulous consumers are easily deceived by false advertisements. 12. She gave me a furtive glance over her shoulder. 13. He spoke with modesty, saying it was just luck. 14. The appraiser estimated the company president's wealth. 15. The farmer measured the temperature in the greenhouse every day. 16. He was restless due to his agitation over the results. 17. I abominate people who flatter others for success. 18. Smartphones were a revolutionary device. 19. He only had a tenuous career, making it hard for him to find a job. 20. Don't trust a scammer's delusive promises too much. Let me know if you'd like to dive deeper into any of these. Here are the next set of sentences. 1. I pledged to love her until the day I die. 2. His attitude towards studying was extremely perfunctory. 3. Egypt suffered from a drought because it hadn't rained for a long time. 4. The student was given a 5-day suspension as punishment for the mistake. 5. Her long dress made her look feminine. 6. This is a genuine sunflowers painting by Van Gogh. 7. He sent her off at the station with a wishful expression. 8. 5 people died in an explosion caused by a suicide bombing. 9. The newborn baby had a high fever for several days due to a cold and persisted. 10. The boss gave a bonus to motivate his employees. 11. She put the odorous flowers in a vase and placed them in the room. 12. Korea protested Japan's distortion of history. 13. I sued my friend in court for not paying me back. 14. I felt really awkward sitting among strangers. 15. His answer to my question was satisfactory. 16. Genghis Khan of Mongolia conquered many countries. 17. He has a duplicate key in case he loses the original. 18. The studio apartment is equipped with fixtures, making it convenient to live in. 19. I was completely exhausted after finishing the overtime work. 20. Neither mom nor dad could appease the crying baby. Feel free to let me know if you'd like to go over any of these. Here are the next set of sentences. 1. I feel queasy when I eat foods like pizza. 2. The weather was bad, notwithstanding we went outside. 3. Korean cosmetics are very popular among Chinese people. 4. The alternative to flying is the KTX train for a faster trip. 5. Naruto from the sales department received a promotion to manager. 6. Sasuke owns 2 cars as his possession. 7. The school inscribed the donor's name on the statue. 8. He hurriedly ate the rice cake, and then his lower abdomen hurt. 9. The camera I bought recently has a focal length that is short. 10. Petroleum is refined to produce gasoline. 11. Sakura confessed to him and waited for his response. 12. Korea manufactures most of the world's semiconductors. 13. The apartment prices have either stagnated or are falling. 14. Seoul is one of the cities with the highest population density. 15. The navigation system computed the distance between Seoul and Busan. 16. She was beset by money problems with her friend for a while. 17. I finally accomplished my goal of becoming the top salesperson. 18. The police officer at the station is always vigilant. 19. When I look at Niagara Falls, I feel awe. 20. The Avengers was the undoubted best sci-fi movie. Let me know if you need further assistance or want to discuss any of these. Here are the next set of sentences. 1. After succeeding 2 or 3 times, he was already filled with conceit. 2. We cannot efface old memories at will. 3. The police procured the suspect's residence with difficulty. 4. Racism in the U.S. is a very sensitive issue. 5. A brawl occurred in the bar, and the police were called. 6. The comrade who was involved in the independence movement was imprisoned. 7. The theme of my presentation today was English word memorization methods. 8. Kakashi taught the children to be bilingual. 9. The residents were apprehensive about the enemy attacking. 10. The movie company coordinated the release date with the movie theater. 11. While we were in the meeting, the children played during the duration. 12. When I help my friend, he also helps me vice versa. 13. The artist was famous for depicting flowers in an exaggerated way. 14. The hurricane brought destructive winds. 15. The farmer grew rice without using fertilizer. 16. Compared to cell phones, radios are relatively easy to use. 17. The coach taught football using a methodical approach. 18. Currently, contagion is spreading rapidly nationwide. 19. Until recently, corporal punishment involved hitting the posterior. 20. I majored in economics, which is the study of economic activities. Let me know if you'd like to dive into any of these or discuss further. Here are the next set of sentences. 1. There is absolutely nothing concerning his past that is known. 2. We deemed from the beginning that she was wrong. 3. I could hear the sound of him mumbling alone. 4. The black bear has a white fleck on its chest. 5. The mice nibbled the cheese stored in the warehouse. 6. Japan should not distort the history of the past. 7. My objective for going to the bank was for a loan consultation. 8. She swayed to the rhythm of the blues groove. 9. Einstein was truly an intelligent physicist. 10. Our house was very adjacent to the high school. 11. Overthinking trifles will only harm your health. 12. My friends are all dependable good people. 13. The region attracted tourists by highlighting its intrinsic characteristics. 14. The country was divided into two pieces due to ideological strife. 15. The jockey sat on the horse's saddle for the 100-meter race. 16. I indented the first sentence for clarity. 17. The cause of my business failure was the lack of capital. 18. He made the wrong choice amidst the emotional confusion. 19. The Joker has an expressive face. 20. The company was financially at the precipice of collapse. Feel free to let me know if you'd like further assistance. Here are the next set of sentences. 1. Lately, I have been contemplating my future. 2. This museum has fossilized dinosaur eggs. 3. She recently went on a trek to the Amazon. 4. The water on the plate evaporated after being exposed to sunlight. 5. Yesterday, the police came to investigate the homicide case. 6. I had my internet usage limited due to game addiction. 7. The scholar discovered a monkey that had been hitherto unknown. 8. The song is particularly lively in the chorus. 9. The bride's vocation is to signify the presence of God. 10. After his divorce, he lived alone as a widower. 11. The reporter made a correction to the article and then reissued it. 12. The coach's criticism demoralized the players. 13. A statesman who took bribes from companies was arrested. 14. Warming up before swimming is an important precept. 15. I primarily use Excel for accounting tasks. 16. The company evaluated employees based on a clear criterion. 17. It is propitious for horror movies to be released in the summer. 18. I screamed in ear-splitting terror while watching the horror movie. 19. She read the book and summarized it in a concise sentence. 20. The pet was fawning on its owner, asking for food. Let me know if you need any further help or clarification. Here are the next set of sentences. 1. She recently had surgery due to the recurrence of cancer. 2. He creates satirical songs about politics and sings them. 3. I jeopardized the precious opportunity that came once. 4. Naver provides advertisers with statistical information. 5. He was exiled from the temple for using profane language. 6. The instinct of salmon returning to the river where they were born is remarkable. 7. The two companies merged April to enhance competitiveness. 8. Ecotourism has vitalized our village. 9. She struggled to haul her travel bag at the airport. 10. He did not demur at all and followed my instructions. 11. She has no inclination to change her position. 12. The terrorists' attack on the city heightened the fear. 13. He looked gaunt after undergoing radiation treatment for cancer. 14. A petty argument between the two eventually escalated into a physical fight. 15. The leaders resumed talks for peace in the Middle East. 16. A systematic way to utilize the space was needed. 17. Infants particularly form attachments to their mothers. 18. While organizing the bills, I discovered the omission. 19. The farmers irrigated the fields to grow crops. 20. I grasped her hand tightly as we stood on the cliff. Let me know if you need further assistance or discussion.